Hello, this is Tim Law with Playing It Forward Coaching, always encouraging self-reliance and mental toughness. If you'll set a goal, chase that goal with a solid work ethic, as well as develop a good skill set as far as this country is concerned with good communication, you'd be amazed at what you can actually accomplish. A big thank you to over 600 people who have subscribed to this channel, Playing It Forward Coaching, and almost 40,000 views. Much appreciated. We have a gentleman here I just met a couple weeks ago and was immediately impressed. And he is the director at York Tech. Did I say that correctly, Scott?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, Scott Rogers from York Tech. So Scott, tell us how you got involved with York Tech. And I've been through there twice. I've been blown away on how great the morale is with the teachers, the kids, and everybody. Very impressed.
Yes, thanks, Tim, and thanks for hosting me on the show today and highlighting York County School of Technology. I've been very fortunate to have been here since 2009. Myself and Dr. Thomas were able to come to the school at the same time. He served as director. I was assistant director. And so with that time frame and what we've been able to do here at York County School of Technology in terms of changing lives of students and developing and implementing 25 in-demand career and technical programs that serve close to 1,700 high school students and close to 200 adult education students. We're very happy about that. And this is, as you referenced, it's just a very special place and something where, it's more than just a high school. It's a center for workforce development and influences the economic development here of York County.
Sure, no question about it. And what really impressed me too, Scott, was after talking to a number of the different teachers, and Nick Staab pointed this out as well as you when we first talked, was how many of them are actual graduates from York Tech and come back to be your teachers. Tell us a little about that.
Yes, we're very fortunate that York County School of Technology has a close family, that individuals who graduate from here, they have a lot of pride and they all had a great experience through, grades 9 through 12. And then when an opening comes about, typically within our technical programs, there's always communication through what we have our occupational advisory committees. Those are each of the what we call OACs that advise each of our technical programs on what should be taught to make sure our students have a labor market advantage, or they're being taught the state-of-the-art skills they need to succeed and excel in the workplace. So we have with us in our technical programs a number of individuals who graduated from York County School of Technology and the technical programs, and they've come back to teach and carry on that tradition. We also have 2 academic teachers who were graduates of technical programs, and they came back and are actually teaching math.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, very impressive, very impressive. As far as some of the different students, my understanding is you have like 1,000 or 1,100 that are trying to apply for the 400 or so slots on an incoming freshman class. Am I fairly accurate with that?
You are. About just over 1,120 that are applying for about close to 500 spots for next year's class. A majority of those will start in the 9th grade. We do have some spots open in the 10th grade as well. But that's where, we've never seen numbers quite that high at this point in time. We had a hard deadline for applications here in December, and that's where the numbers stand. Usually we're typically accepting applications a little bit later. But what's going on now, and Mr. Mentz, when you talk to him, we can talk a little bit more about that admissions process. They're coming into the school, they're touring, they're checking out the areas, going through some interviews, and completing their part of the admissions process.
And I realize I can also talk to Jerry Mentz about it, but let's say personality wise, or some of the traits that you're looking for from some of these students coming in, kind of the big picture.
The big picture, and a lot of this has come through from input, not only from our occupational advisory committee members, who are employers of graduates in these 25 technical fields, but also from our superintendents. They're key stakeholders here because we serve 14 school districts. We're just an extension of their own school district and their own high school, except the students come here full time. So one of the first things they're looking at is attendance. They want to make sure that students who are coming here to York County School of Technology, that they're going to attend, they're going to arrive at school, complete the 4 years with the academics and the technical program. The other components that they're looking at and that we do is that they've done the research on the technical program they're applying for, because we want to make sure they understand. We go out and we do our presentations about each of the technical programs, but we want to make sure those students understand exactly what that technical program is and that it's a great fit, because we want to make sure that retention percentage is high. So that's where they may have checked us out during summer career camp. They may have come here through open house with their parents in November, and then they've gone through and applied. And then when they come in that through as part of the admissions process, they're touring both their first and second choice program, as well as being interviewed to make sure they're locked in to that technical program. Now, we do understand it's high school students, kids change minds and all that. We do have a process to go through that as well. We want it to be a great fit for them and their family.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And, kind of every one of my Plan It Forward coaching introductions basically talks about work ethic. What kind of work ethic are you looking for as far as these kids? Because I saw some great work ethic going on when I took that tour with Nick last week when the students were in.
And that's definitely one of the things, in terms of the third concept of what we're looking at is the work ethic they bring to the technical programs. And regardless of what they do after high school, any student coming to a comprehensive career in technical school or technical school in general, you're developing those workforce habits, if you will, those professional skills that are transferable no matter what you do after high school, whether it's going to a 2-year school, 4-year school, military, or directly into the workforce.
Sure. Well, and there's a great saying put together, many years ago. It's based on this: our rewards in life, meaning financial, are based on the goods and services we can provide for others, and how easy or difficult we are to, replace in the job market. You take somebody who's a high-level brain surgeon, they're not a dime a dozen. It takes years to get there. There's a lot of washout. Versus, let's say you go to New Jersey, as far as pumping gas, because it's required over there that they have an attendant pump it. The learning curve can be much, much different between those two.
Understand.
Yeah. So, Scott, going forward, what as far as how do you see the York Technical School in the next 3 to 5 years?
That's where, as part of our school here, we go through every 2 years a comprehensive local needs assessment. That's for federal and state funding that comes to support this school, even though a majority of our funding, over 70%, is funded by our local school districts. So that's where I'm talking about our superintendents, our school boards, community members. They're really stakeholders here. What we do with that comprehensive local needs assessment is take a look at each of our technical programs, 25, and they each have a classification of instructional program or SIP code. And then those are aligned to all the jobs that we're preparing students for. And we want to make sure that every single technical program is in demand for this area here in York County, as well as regional, and then connecting it to the statewide workforce development programs as well, because we want to make sure the students that we're turning out have those opportunities to capitalize on the training that they've learned here.
Yeah, and outside of you and Nick and Jerry, I have heard, outside how York Tech is considered one of the very best in the state of Pennsylvania. Could you, weigh in on that a little bit?
That's where one of the great things about the school is when the students come here to York Tech, they're coming here full time. So after 8th grade, they've elected to become a York Tech Spartan. They pick up the bus, come over, are brought here to the school. They get their academics and their technical program. And then many of them are participating in after school activities, whether it is one of our athletic programs, one of our fine arts programs, which could be music, could be, or even with our, and I'm sorry, I'm blanking on that. So
okay, that's okay.
In terms of our musical productions that we have, we did Shrek here in the fall, Shrek the musical, and then we're doing Clue, which is a play here in the spring. So that's the thing, is the kids are involved and engaged in those programs, as well as what we have co-curricular programs, such as career and technical student organizations like Skills USA, the Technology Student Association. And then we have programs that are embedded just within those technical fields, such as National Association of Home Builders, which goes with our construction trades program, Cyber Patriot, which is with our IT Academy, Esports, which is also with our IT Academy, the American Welding Society, which goes with our welding program, and then Hot Rodders of Tomorrow, which is teamed up, and just a part of our automotive program. So there's just so many ways that students can be engaged, and they become positive stakeholders here at the school. So it's really their school, and that climate and culture cannot be replicated, because when they're coming here, they're here for the whole day.
Right.
They have the buy-in. It's their whole experience, academically, technically, and everything that goes along with a comprehensive technical high school.
Sure. Well, one of the things that I paid you a compliment last week, the Ken Blanchard comment, which is managed by walking around. Right. And unless you were just doing it the 2 times I was there, which I know you are, you are everywhere, like all the time, which is fantastic. I'm sure that keeps, eyes on for you.
And that just the energy that's around this school, I've been at other ones, but when you have students being independent workers or teamed up in a technical program working on a large project, it's just amazing what students can turn out from age 14 to 18 in those technical fields, because many of them, it's that higher order of thinking, that higher level of learning that's occurring, because we're preparing them for 21st century in-demand careers. And all the equipment, all the skills that they're learning here, we want it so when they go out into the workforce, they already know how to do this, that the employers are not just training them on what to do, because time is money.
Sure.
When they get a York County School of Technology graduate and they can put them directly into, on the field or directly into the workplace without that training time, it's being more efficient and effective.
Yeah, absolutely. And Scott, any last second thoughts? This has been fantastic. And can you hang for a minute or two once we are recording? Yeah. So yeah.
Last second thoughts. Yeah. That's the thing. York County School of Technology is just a very special place. I credit our faculty and staff, which many have been here, and they're just here to change lives and students, not only, economically and for their workforce future, but also just daily lives, for that high school experience. Everything they do, just extremely dedicated to student success here at York County.
Sure.
York County School of Technology. And that's, I also credit the students and the parents and just how engaged they are, as there's a lot of pride in Spartan Nation and what we do and what we deliver, and also credit our community members and stakeholders, the employers that support us, and all the technical programs, because it is one whole community that comes together to make this place as special as it is.
Totally agree. Totally agree. So can you hang for a second when we get done here, my man?
Sure.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you. This was great. Really, you hit on some of the great, excellent bullet points. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.